In the series of admixture for concrete and its type like chemical admixture, mineral admixture, now I would like to request Dr. K. Mohan sir to tell us about plasticizer, mechanism of action of plasticizer, super plasticizer and effect of super plasticizer on fresh concrete.
Very good topic, Mr. Singh. An admixture capable of reducing water requirement up to 15% are classified as plasticizer, and up to 30% are classified as super plastic. Now I'll discuss about plasticizer. The organic substances or combination of organic and inorganic substances which allow a reduction of water content for the given workability or give a higher workability at the same water content are termed as plasticizer. The basic product constituting plasticizer are: number one, anionic surfactants such as lignosulfonates and their modification and derivatives, salts of sulfonates, hydrocarbons. Number two, non-ionic surfactants such as polyglycol esters, acids of hydroxylated carboxylic acid and their modification and derivatives. Number three, other products such as carbohydrates. Among these, calcium, sodium, and ammonium lignosulfonates are the most used. Plasticizers are used in the amount of 0.1 to 0.4% by weight of cement. Some of the plasticizers, while improving the workability, entrench air also. A good plasticizer is the one which does not cause air entrainment in concrete more than 1 or 2%. Plasticizer gives flowable concrete with high slump. Plasticizer enable easy placing of concrete even in areas of heavy reinforcing steel condition. Plasticizer enable good finishing of concrete surface. Plasticizers are used in the manufacture of high strength and high performance concrete. Now I'll discuss mechanism of action of plasticizer. The action of plasticizer is mainly to fluidify the concrete mix and improve the workability of concrete. The mechanism involved are: number one, dispersion, and number two, retarding. First, I will discuss dispersion. Portland cement, being in fine state, will have a tendency to flocculate in wet concrete. This flocculation entraps certain amount of water used in the mix, and thereby all the water is not available to fluidify the mix. When plasticizers are used, they get adsorbed on the cement particles. The adsorption of charged polymer on the cement particles create particle-to-particle repulsive forces, and cement particles are deflocculated and dispersed. When cement particles are deflocculated, the water trapped inside the blocks get released and now available to fluidify. Now coming to retarding effect. Plasticizer get adsorbed on the surface of cement particles and form a thin sheet. This thin sheet inhibits the surface hydration reaction between water and cement as long as sufficient plasticizer molecules are available at the particle and solution interface. Now the figure explains the mechanism of plasticizer. Now coming to super plasticizer. Super plasticizers are also called high range water reducers. They reduce the water requirement by 15 to 30%. The mechanism of action of super plasticizer is more or less same as plasticizer. Super plasticizers are used for the production of: number one, flowing concrete. Super plasticizer, when added in quantities to normal concrete mix, impart very high workability and produce a self-compacting or self-leveling concrete. The concrete can be easily placed in heavily reinforced concrete sections. Number two, concrete with very low water cement ratio for this same workability. It is possible to use water cement ratio as low as 0.25 or even lower, and it make flowing concrete and produce high strength concrete. Number 3, high performance concrete. Number 4, concrete mix with reduced cement content while maintaining the water cement ratio and workability at the required level. Now let us see types of superplasticizers. Number 1, sulfonated melamine formaldehyde condensates, SMF. Number 2, sulfonated naphthalene formaldehyde condensate, SNF. Modified lignosulfonate, MLS. Number 4 is polycarbonate derivative. Now let us examine effects of superplasticizer on pressed concrete. A mix with an initial slump of about 20 to 30 mm can only be fluidized by superplasticizer at nominal dosage. A high dosage is required to fluidify no slump concrete. An improvement in slump value can be obtained to the extent of 250 mm or more depending upon the initial slump of the mix, the dosage and the cement. Now effects of superplasticizer on hardened concrete. Superplasticizer do not participate in any chemical reaction with cement. Their action are only physical in fluidizing the mix, made even with low water content. The fluidizing action lasts only till the time the mix is in plastic state. Overdosage of superplasticizer may cause air entrainment and subsequently loss of strength in hardened. Superplasticizer do not considerably modify the drying shrinkage of concrete. At the same consistency, they sometimes reduce drying shrinkage appreciably. Superplasticizer helps in increasing long-term strength, reducing permeability, improving durability, and improving resistance to sulfate and chloride attacks in hardened concrete. Use of superplasticizer has made it possible to use fly ash, slag, and silica fume to make high performance. Some of the important factors affecting the efficiency of plasticizer are type of plasticizer, dosage level of admixture, cement type and content, slump loss with time, and mode of action. Now I'll discuss side problems which are encountered in the use of superplasticizer. Some of the commonly encountered side problems in the use of superplasticizer are lack of knowledge of slump of reference mix, that is concrete without plasticizer. Inefficient laboratory mixer for pre-mix trial. Problem with crusher dust. Compatibility with cement. Selection of superplasticizer. Determination of dosage and slump.